Hello, this is Ki with RunScore. Today we'll be covering the basics of scripting. This is the programming or scripts that we use under RunScore to accomplish all the tasks that you're going to be using RunScore for. One of the joys of RunScore is that you, the user, can create, use, or adapt all of your listing files to handle any function needed. Under many of the other systems out there, you have to use whatever functions, scripts, or possibilities that they have thought of. Well, RunScore allows you on the fly to change how you're going to report or score that race that day. Under the basics on scripting or programming, we're going to talk about the files that are in RunScore. We're going to deal with fields without, or pardon me, we're going to deal with files without an extension. We're going to be dealing with the LST, which are the listing files, and we'll also be talking later about the RSM or the RunScore macro files. Notice we have two distinct types of listing files. We have the @ leading the name of the listing file, or we have one without the @. The @ shows that this will be a macro file under RunScore that can call multiple RSM files or even a listing file to do several actions at once under RunScore. When we go to listings, you're going to notice all of the listing files we have created in RunScore. These are only the ones that end with the .lst. Notice we have several here that are spacers, and all those are is a file that has nothing but a comment in there that says this is the age group or awards group, this is the tools group, and whatever. Notice as I place my mouse over and click on, I will get the comment line for that file listed on the lower bar, so you don't have to actually open them to see what a lot of those do. The first thing we're going to deal with on this is we're going to create a new listing file. We go up to New File and open that. And that first line that we put in there, we're going to have several ways of putting a comment in there that is ignored in the actual running of that listing file, but will show any data or instructions you may want to put. The first one is the comment command is a comment. If we go ahead and save this as test.lst, we save that. We go over to refresh our listing file. We'll notice we have a test. We select on that. This is a comment. If we go back in here, that comment, we will tab to that line and put a comment in. The easier way to do that is we're going to put an asterisk, and this is a comment from an asterisk. We'll save that. We'll go over to here and notice this is a comment from an asterisk. Another way of doing this is having a space at the front of the command, and this will still show you we save that again, it will show you that this is a comment from a space. I highly recommend you don't do this because sometimes it's very hard to see that this line has a space, could accidentally be put back in as a command. I highly recommend you use the asterisk. The other thing we can do is we can have a bunch of information in there that if we have several lines, whole thing, we can go ahead and do a slash asterisk, return, go down to the bottom, and now we've found the area we want. So a slash asterisk and an asterisk slash at the end. If we go ahead and save that, we go to test. Notice we have no more comment, but we go up here and we put in a comment, save that, and notice we'll have that comment back. So this is if you want to ignore certain amounts of information on that screen. It could even be commands that asterisk slash or slash asterisk and asterisk slash will comment out those areas. One of the other important things we are dealing with, let's go back in, we'll edit that now. We're going to either right click and hit edit file. We go down here and we're going to do dot include race name. If we go ahead and edit, highlight that and edit it, notice we're pulling up race name without an extension. And this has information that we're going to be using several times during the program or doing the race that we don't have to repeat each time. So under this, the important command would be the dot include the information in that file that we're calling. The .ce means that information is going to be centered, and we're using a value in the INI for a custom variable. We can also do that with the field list. Again, we double click on that and edit, and notice we now have the first name, proper, last name, all these things. That can be something that we use in multiple reports. We only have to use it once because it's now involved in field list with no extension. We are going to save that. One of the other important things we'll deal with is a listing file that we want to look at. We're going to have the header and a footer. The header, the line dot end of header, footer dot end of footer can be used in there to supply information on each report. Here we're using variables or data from the actual program to put in, but here again, here's where we're going to include that race name and have that information show up centered in that header. The other thing in listing files, we have three types of reports or three types of scripts that we're going to be using, and they are going to include a basic action, any action that's going to affect the data in the database, and those will not call for any output. The other one we have is a report, and the report will allow you to print out information while you call the fields, the sorts that you needed to provide a listing of all the applicants. And we have the printer command section, a page layouts section that will show you how to, what orientation, fonts, and size of the page to be able to print out in your reports. We'll cover those a little bit additionally later. A simple report would be more like the update entries, and we're going to look at that, and it's update all entries in the DTA using the setup in the entries any file, same as Alt F4, and it just calls the command Alt update all entries, and you can do that at any time. The final type of scripts we will have will be ones that create results, and these are acted on by both by the DTA, so we'll call fields, but we'll also use our events, say finish, to go ahead and show how people completed that in that race. Again, here we would use the results. We would go ahead and call out a destination here. A destination in this report is very useful. We can call it for to send it to the printer. We can send it to a file and its location on your hard drive, and we can also send that information to the browse for regular files that will just show all the people that meet that criteria in the browse screen. We will talk about a lot more of these things in futures. This just gives you a simple starting point so that results listings like this or awards listing, which are even more complex, are not going to be a strange thing to you and help you to better understand how to use all of these. We look forward to talking to you on the next one, where we talk about simple actions on database scripts and hopefully show you how to use these better. If you have any questions on this or the future, please contact us, and any other information we can help provide you in the future. Have a nice day.